Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am your host, Dragon, and watch as I breathe my fire into your soul with a very, very special kind of video that I've got for you guys today. This is some footage that I have recorded from God of War 3 Remastered. If you guys saw the PlayStation Network's mid-year sale, they were selling God of War 3 Remastered for only $4, so I, grabbed a copy of that and I played through it, and it was really, really cool, but, in my last God of War video, the one about the E3 2017 trailer, you guys, a lot of you guys were asking, well, one of you guys specifically asked me if I had ever passed the God of War games on the hardest difficulty. And my answer was that I have only passed God of War Ascension on the hardest difficulty, and to be fair, God of War Ascension was one of the easier games in the series. I don't know if it was the easiest, but I do realize that it's not as hard as, the original God of War 2, God of War 3, the main trilogy are easily probably the more difficult games throughout the entirety of the series. I got the comment that said that, and I kind of realized, yeah, I've never really committed. I've never really seriously tried to beat a God of War game on the absolute hardest difficulty. Now, I did try to do it with the first God of War, but after I got like halfway through, I just gave up like a wimp. So when I played this God of War, the first time I played through it, I played it on Titan difficulty, which is hard mode, and after I did that, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure Chaos, which is very hard difficulty for God of War 3, I'm pretty sure it's going to be really, really terrible. I know it's not going to be it's going to be fun, but it's going to be different. It's not going to be nearly as easy as Titan difficulty was. The God of War, the very hard mode is very popular for, being rage-inducing and extremely difficult, obviously, because they make you beat the game before you can even play that difficulty. So that shows that they, the developers wanted you to get good at the game before you got yourself into that shitstorm of the very hard difficulty. So, with this God of War playthrough, I actually, honestly, really just tried to, I really wanted to commit. I really seriously wanted to give it my all and seriously try and pass God of War 3 on Chaos difficulty, because I've never really done that. I've never committed and persevered and really just passed any of the God of War games on the hardest difficulty before. So I really wanted to kind of commit myself to that. It was kind of like a little personal challenge, I guess. Also, another reason I'm making this video is because in that same in both of my God of War videos, the one from E3 2016 and the one from E3 2017, there's some comments saying, please do more God of War content. I want to see you play, or I want to see you do this, and that means so much to me that you guys want to see, more of my favorite game, because it is my favorite game. It's my absolute favorite game series of all time, and for you guys to be as excited about, seeing more of it as I am, that really does mean a lot to me, so I seriously do appreciate that. But I did actually finally pass God of War 3 Remastered on Chaos difficulty. I did it, and you should have... I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about this as the video goes on, but you guys should have seen me, man, like on some of these parts, like when you're fighting that giant scorpion and you have to use the Nemean Cestus to destroy his legs. Oh my god, that fight was difficult. And then on your return from the labyrinth, when you go back down, when you go to Hades, and you have to fight that three-headed like dog that shoots the other ones out that's on fire, it's called a Cerberus, and then you have to fight those satyrs, the goats on legs with those weird like staff blade things. That was probably one of the most rage-inducing, those two moments specifically, were probably some of the most rage-inducing moments I've ever had in the history of gaming. Now, the reason I didn't record this whole series or anything like that was just because I kind of wanted to play it for myself and enjoy it. But when I finally beat this game, the final boss battle, Zeus, I decided to go back and save it. I saved the footage because PS4 has the feature where if you just click save, it saves your past 60 minutes of gameplay. That's the option I have it set to. So I cut some of it out because I recorded like a lot of different attempts. But I cut this little video down. I'm not sure exactly what you guys are going to see because it's like a 30-minute video now. But for all I know, this whole video is only going to be like 30 minutes itself, and I've already spent like 5 minutes talking. But what I wanted to do was, after I saved that, because I saved it mainly because I wanted to, remember it. I wanted to kind of keep that as a little gaming achievement for myself, but I thought it would be really, really cool to show you guys and share this with you because, more than anything, more than just numbers and views and subscribers, you guys are really my pals, and I really like sharing stuff like this with you guys. So I wanted to share this moment in my life with you guys. I know it's not some super important thing. It's not like I'm graduating college or even high school, or like I just got all A's on my report card, or like I just, I don't know, freaking, I don't know, but you know, it's not like I'm achieving some super serious thing, but to me this means a lot because it really, you know, I really committed and I really gave it my all, and I did it. So and I didn't look up any walkthroughs or anything like that either. I just kind of, went in as raw as I possibly could, uncut, and just did it all myself and used my own strategies and stuff. So what I thought would be a cool video idea for you guys, since I wanted to share this with you guys, was to kind of talk to you guys about this experience and kind of, I have the footage of the, I have the footage of my last few attempts, and then finally the one attempt that actually got me there, you know, that I actually beat it, of the final boss battle, the final battle with Zeus. I thought it would be a pretty interesting thing for you guys. Like, I didn't record a series of this or anything like that, but I just kind of thought it'd be interesting to show you guys this because this is a moment that I figured would be interesting to share with you guys. And I also kind of want to talk to you about, I also kind of wanted to talk to you guys a little bit more about God of War itself. Well, not specifically God of War like in general, but kind of this game and the remaster. I was always very skeptical about getting the remaster, but, you know, I'll talk to you guys a little bit more about that. But without further ado, let's actually get into this gameplay, and I will tell you guys how absolutely rage-inducing this was. It was absolutely terrible. Okay, you do not know how many times, as you can see right there at the beginning, Zeus kind of comes down and he says, "Kratos." He slams onto the ground and pushes Kratos back, and he says, "I'll put an end to this chaos." You do not know how annoyed I got of just that one phrase right there. That is literally, to this day, it's still stuck in my head, that phrase where he's just, "I'll put an end to this chaos," and I've seen that little scene so many times because it plays every time you die, and it's ridiculous. But okay, as you can see, this is the last final boss fight with Zeus. I unfortunately didn't get the footage of the first part of the boss fight, but that first part where you're fighting with him in the room where the Flame of Olympus is located, and you're, like going, it's kind of like a side-scrolling thing. You can't move like three-dimensionally, you're only moving side to side. That part was actually rather simple, so I didn't feel like it was really necessary to show you guys that anyways, so I am kind of sorry that you missed that, but it's not really important. What's shown right here is really the hard part, where, as you can see, we're at the heart of Gaia, and we broke down her onyx and her bramble barriers, and, we're fighting Zeus in the middle of this battlefield. Now, the thing that is so terribly difficult about this fight on Chaos Mode, most of it is just that you take so much damage if you get hit even once or twice. As you can see, Zeus just did a little slam attack where he rose up in the air and charged up and slammed down onto the ground and released a wave of electric energy down onto you. If he hits you with that attack, your health gets dropped to like literally 1/10. It's really ridiculous how much damage you take, even if you get hit with some of the smaller attacks from his little clones. But there's a lot of small things about this boss battle that are so absolutely difficult. Now, I think one of the most difficult things about this is the fact that Zeus spawns a bunch of little clones. As you can see, right now, it's just me and Zeus by himself, and that's really not that difficult. Dealing with Zeus by himself is a little bit of a challenge, because, he throws his lightning bolts at you, he throws his projectiles, and that is rather difficult. When he does that, it's pretty easy to just, reflect them with Golden Fleece. It's actually really easy to kind of time your shot, time your parry at the right time and block his attack and shoot it back at him. So every once in a while when you shoot the lightning bolt back at him, he actually won't get hit by it. He'll kind of do the same thing and shoot it back at you again, and if you look closely enough, you'll be able to notice that when that happens, when he shoots the lightning bolt back at me again, it's a little bit slower, so you can kind of tell. But, usually it's not that hard to hit him, but those lightning bolts don't do that much damage. If I wanted to do the whole fight like that, it would be basically well, it wouldn't be useless. I would probably be able to get it done eventually, but it would literally take me hours. So what I had to do, rather than simply just, you know, throwing those lightning bolts back at him, I had to go up close every once in a while and strike him with Blades of Exile. So I would do that, and you know, I used kind of the basic combo. I didn't really have any specific strategy. I just kind of went in and hit with what I thought would work. Sometimes I would use the square square triangle combo to slam down on him and do some extra damage. But you know, usually I was just kind of striking at him with the normal stuff. And one thing that Zeus does is sometimes he'll throw his like triple combo, his punches at you, where he'll hit you once, hit you again, and then he'll charge up his last shot and hit you again. Now, if he hits you with that combo, you'll die. That's it. If he hits you with that charge attack, it is game over for you. So every time he threw those punches at me, I had to absolutely make sure that there was no way possible that he would get me. So, like I said, when you're dealing with him by itself, it's actually pretty easy to time your blocks correctly. As you've probably noticed by now, he also does his thing where he'll move around a few times. He'll dodge like 3 times in a row and rapidly move around the arena. And then he'll charge up this attack and like dash at you with like one of his clones. Now, even that's not a very difficult attack to dodge, or to parry, excuse me, to parry with the Golden Fleece, but same with his triple punch attack. If he hits you with it, you're going to lose a lot of your health. It won't quite kill you like that 3-punch combo will, but it'll still get you down to like 1/5 of your original health. And as you can see, this is the first death that I recorded. I only recorded about I think the last 2 attempts, and then the one that was victorious. I'm not really sure, but yeah. So the thing about this fight is it wouldn't really be that difficult at all. It really wouldn't be that bad if it weren't for Zeus's clones that he spawns. Now, I'll show you guys this in just a second. You could kind of see that when he spawns his clones, that's when it becomes a lot more difficult. That's when the fight gets a lot more interesting, because the way it all works is that those clones usually don't really throw any specifically difficult attacks. Most of what the clones do, they don't have all 3 of the same attacks that the real Zeus has. And thankfully, the fake clones have like enough discoloration, like they edited them differently to where you could tell which is the clone and which is real. So there were some moments where there were still clones present, and I would just go after you know, Zeus on his own. But it's always extremely difficult to go after Zeus, because when his clones are after you, it becomes 10 times as hard as it ever would be to time your parries correctly, because especially when there's so many of them on the screen at once, sometimes it gets difficult for you to even know where Kratos is. Now, like I said, what I would do is I would usually just kind of use the Blades of Exile to do my combos, and whenever I got the opportunity, whenever I was low on health, I would strike the Heart of Gaia myself, because if you've noticed, I've done that a few times. What happens is when I strike the Heart of Gaia, I actually get the health, because you've probably seen it before, but Zeus himself will sometimes go into the heart when it's like glowing and beating really heavily to get some health back himself. And obviously, it's such hard work getting him down getting his health down in and of itself. I definitely do not want him getting it back, so I would always attack the Heart of Gaia when I had the opportunity. Or another thing you could do is, while he's about to charge for the Heart of Gaia, as you can see right here, I'm attacking him in order to stop him from going after it, so that because the thing, sorry, I'm stumbling over my own words, but the thing about this was that this was a good strategy, because when he's charging after the Heart of Gaia, it's actually quite easy to get him down. It doesn't take that many hits to stun him, and when you stun him, that's when you can take an opportunity to go after the Heart of Gaia and get the health for yourself, so that way you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You do a little bit of damage to Zeus, and you get some health back. But whenever I was really desperate, I would usually just go straight for the heart, so that I could prevent him from even charging up in the first place. But yeah, it's kind of a simple strategy, you know. Whenever he charges at you or does his attacks, you know, just parry them when you can, dodge if you have to, attack him as much as you possibly can. When his clones come around, there's not really that much I could do except try and parry whenever they punch me. The clones themselves only have that 3-punch attack. They don't have the charge attack, and they don't throw their own lightning bolts. So that was pretty fortunate, because I was actually able to, you know, shoot arrows at them, or, you know, just run away from them without having to worry about them shooting projectiles at me or anything like that. So It was a pretty simple concept. It was just really extremely difficult to carry out because it was just so stressful, because if you got hit even once or twice, it was game over for you. And I think that is probably one of the most frustrating things about Chaos Mode overall. It's not really that any of the enemies have these different strategies, or, you know, there's not really that much stuff that changes, other than the fact that you are other than the fact that basically the enemies are damage sponges and you are like the opposite. You know what I mean? Like if Zeus is some like adamantium alloy, you know, the strongest metal in existence, then Kratos is like a potato chip. You step on him and he is just gone. He is donezo. So that was probably the most frustrating thing about the entirety of Chaos Mode. And as you can see right here, it's really hectic. He has a lot of clones that he spawned at once. Now, another strategy that I used was, you probably noticed it before, but every once in a while, one thing Zeus will do is he'll float up in the air and he'll slowly move around the environment. And as you can see, this is where I finally got it. I'll actually pause it right here real quick. But one thing you'll actually notice about Zeus is he'll go up in the air and he'll slowly move around the arena, and as you'll see it, he'll slowly like drop more of those clones. So like throughout the entirety of the fight, he drops clones. You know, every couple of times he'll dodge and there'll just be an extra clone there, and it's pretty hard to deal with. But sometimes he'll do this thing where he goes up in the air, moves around the arena, and drops clones. And every single one of these clones drops down on the ground. That same kind of charge attack that I talked to you guys about earlier, where he slams down on the ground and it's really hard to get away from. Every single one of his clones does that. So it's really hard to avoid all of them. But I kind of got the groove of it, and I kind of got used to it after a while. But it was absolutely extremely difficult when he did that attack, because usually what I would try and do is every once in a while, when there were just too many clones to deal with and it was just getting too hectic for me, I would use the Blades of Exile. I would use their magic ability, where all of the Spartan shields come down and put a barrier around you, and all of the arrows come shooting down when you tap circle. But the thing about that was, for some reason, every single time I triggered that magical attack, Zeus would go up and do that thing where he spawned more clones. So while I would get rid of a lot of clones, I would end up just making more in the end. So it was kind of worthless. So as you could see at the end there, I was using I forgot what they're called. Oh, the Nemesis Whip, the electric blades. I would use their magic ability because it was pretty simple. I could just shoot one of the electric balls at them, and it would like hit Zeus, and it would hit all of the surrounding clones all at the same time. So it was really good for like damage area. I didn't have to worry about like the magic attack only hitting one person, so that was really useful. Plus it doesn't take up that much magic, and it fires really quickly, so I could just fire one electrical attack and then dodge and then attack some of the clones and take care of them with a bow and arrow, and you know, and then I could fire another one and kind of keep repeating and doing the same thing. Yeah, all of that stuff just combines to make this final boss fight probably like one of the top 3 most difficult and frustrating gaming experiences of all time, but also probably one of the top 3 most satisfying game completions I've ever done. Because like I said, I've never really committed to passing a God of War game on the hardest difficulty before, and now I finally did that with God of War 3 Remastered. And so it was really special to me. You should have seen me when I was dying. Every time I died, I would be like, oh God, not again, God damn it. You know, like an immature little child, I would just yell and scream instead of actually doing something to calm myself down or just trying again. It's, you know, it's not like the old days in the arcades where I need to put in another coin or anything and waste more money. But then you guys really, I almost wish I had recorded this, because you guys should have seen my reaction when that little circle finally popped up above Zeus's stupid little old ass head, and I was like, yes! You guys should have heard me. It was kind of funny, honestly. Looking back at it now, it was honestly like legitimately pretty hilarious. But you know, it was so amazing when I finally beat it. I was so absolutely excited, and you honestly should have heard me. I was so excited. I'll keep it going now. I was honestly so excited about finally beating this damn game on Chaos difficulty that you should have heard me and seen the way I was furiously tapping that circle button right there. I was furiously tapping L1 and R1 back and forth. Every single time the context-sensitive sequences came up where I had to press circle and square right there, my heart was pounding so fast, because I knew that if I messed that up, I would have to I would have to do some of that damage to him again. You know, I would have to do more of the fight, and I was not ready to do that. So, you know, I was so absolutely extremely anxious and nervous, but thankfully I got it my first attempt. I was able to do all of the context-sensitive sequences, and right here when Kratos charges up his attack, I was like, "Ah! Die!" I kid you not, I was so absolutely excited. And then it finally happened. I beat God of War 3 on Chaos difficulty. And it was so amazing. Watching this last cutscene right here just made my heart and my entire soul just the happiest it's been in a very long time. It was so amazing. You guys should have seen my reaction. I almost wish I had recorded it just so you guys could see my reaction. But it was just really, really awesome, you know, and I just, the feeling of just accomplishment that ran through my heart was just so absolutely amazing. And it was, oh man, it was just so cool. And all of the stuff that happens after this is pretty simple. There's no more serious fighting, so, you know, there's not really that much to it besides that. But I just wanted to show you guys kind of that little moment in my gaming history. You know, I wasn't really sure about getting God of War 3 Remastered at first because I was like, it's still on the PS3. I still have it. But, you know, after that deal came up and after I really thought about it, I was like, you know what? They're my favorite studio of all time, Sony Santa Monica. You know, they made literally my favorite game of all time. I'll give them some more support, and so I bought the game. Yeah, it was for $4, but I figured, hey, a deal's a deal, you know what I'm saying? So I did what I could. You know, I got the game, I played through it again, and I really, really am glad that I got it so that I could share this moment with you guys. Honestly, when I originally played the game, I didn't even know if I was gonna end up regretting the decision to buy the game or not, because you know, like I said, I still have it on PS3, and it was just kind of I was never really sure about it. But you know, after everything that happened, and after, you know, after all was said and done, I really, really am seriously glad I did get the copy, because I'm able to share this moment with you guys. Plus, when the trailer for God of War 3 Remastered came out back in 2015, I was really skeptic. I was like, there's not really that much to offer. They added all of the DLC costumes for free, and they added a photo mode, and I was like, photo mode is whack. That's absolutely trash. Who would ever use that? But then I'll show you guys right now. I ended up using that photo mode a lot. I'm going to show you guys some of the pictures that I took right now. I'll flash them up on screen. It was absolutely just... It was beautiful. I didn't think I was going to use it as much as I did. I really, really enjoyed the photo mode, you know, all of the filters and stuff. It was actually pretty cool. It doesn't really add that much to the game, but for a hardcore fan like myself who has played every single one of the games in the series and who loves it to death, it's really cool to be able to take these pictures and kind of remember these moments, and to kind of make myself feel a little better, and to kind of, you know, enlighten the experience for me. After I finally beat this damn thing on Chaos difficulty, what I thought would be a cool idea was I went back and played the game again on Titan difficulty, but I did it with all of the bonuses activated. So I wore the Dominus costume, which was my personal favorite one. You know, it looks a lot like his outfit it looks a lot like his outfit from when he was general of the Spartan army back in the first God of War. If you kind of see that, it kind of looks a lot like that armor. Plus, it has more red on it. You know, his gloves are red. You know, the wraps around his hand, and the ones around his sandals are red, and red is my personal favorite color. So, oh God, my voice is cracking a lot. You know, red is my personal favorite color, so I really enjoyed that costume a lot, and I just went through and absolutely just decimated every enemy. All of those little spots that I told you guys about earlier, like the Scorpion boss fight, the one with the Cerberus and the Satyrs, and, you know, obviously the final boss battle with Zeus, I turned on infinite magic and just absolutely decimated them because it was just so fun, and I was able to be like, yeah, who's the bitch now? But that was really cool. And, you know, it was cool using that costume, too. I've never actually played a New Game Plus before in a God of War game either, so that was really cool as well. Actually, no, I'm lying. I did do that with God of War once. I did it with... I didn't use any costumes. Actually, no, I'm lying. I did it with God of War 2 with all of the... all of the urns, the vases from God of War 2. I did that, not God of War 1. But, oh, man, it was just so cool. It was really, really... awesome being able to experience this again. I love God of War so much. You guys know how much I love God of War. You guys know how special this series is to my heart. And I remember in the comments in the God of War E3 2017 trailer video, a couple of you guys were saying the same thing. I remember one comment specifically that was like, God of War is really close to my heart too, and you know, I really love God of War. I grew up with this. The God of War is my childhood, and I subscribe to you. I hope you post more God of War content soon. Well, here you are, buddy. This is just for you guys, those of you who wanted to see more God of War on the channel. I thought this was a perfect opportunity and a perfect little discussion to have with you guys. Plus, it's kind of cool for me not to actually have to play the game and just to kind of show you guys. Maybe I'll do some stuff like this in the future. Maybe I need to do some more discussion videos sometime soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So I hope you guys enjoyed those little photos. If you want, you could screenshot them or something, or actually, you know what? What I'd like to do is, if you guys like, if you guys have me on social media on Instagram or Twitter or whatever, if you guys would like, if you guys have a copy of God of War 3 Remastered, I want to do a little community interaction. If you guys have some cool photo mode photos that you guys took, I want to see those too. That would be really cool. So those are some of my photo mode photos, and that was my video on me beating God of War 3 on Chaos Mode, and I can officially, finally say that I am actually good at God of War. I can finally, like, with some legitimacy and with some proof, tell you guys that I am actually good at a God of War game. And just in case some of you guys don't believe for some reason that was actually you know what? No, never mind. I was going to show you guys the main menu, but I would have to get another screenshot. And you know, it's a lot of work. Just have faith in me, guys, okay? Just have faith. Have a little faith. Besides, even if I did do that, some of you guys would be like, oh, well, you just took that from the internet anyways, so whatever. But, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, thank you guys so much for just staying here. You know, thank you guys for being a part of the channel. It really does mean a lot to me. I know this video probably isn't going to do nearly as well as the God of War E3 2017 trailer did, but that's not what I care about. I care about you true fans of God of War. I'm really hoping this was a little service to you guys. I really hoped you actually liked seeing some God of War gameplay on the channel for once, because I've never done a playthrough, and I don't know if I ever will, or if I even decide to, when that'll happen. But, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you all enjoyed. Make sure you guys hit the video up with a like if you did. Make sure you guys subscribe to see more God of War content coming soon in the future. Hopefully, if they release another trailer with a release date, I'll do that for you guys too, for the new God of War game. And as always, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye, everybody!